Since going through the pandemic, we've all been dealing with loss on some level. Aside from losing the way that we used to live our lives, many of us are going through the loss of a loved one. Today, I want to share with you two things that helped me tremendously when grieving the loss of my mom. The reason I want to share this with you today is that today is the anniversary of my mom's passing. Just 6 days ago was her birthday, and today is her death day. So you can imagine the first few years in my grief of losing her, this was the hardest week ever to go through, from birthday to death day in 1 week. And this week and today, it's now 9 years later, and I'm feeling really grateful. I'm feeling really good. I celebrated her in a special way today, which I'm going to share with you. That's one of the tips that helped me through grief. And I'm sharing this with you only because I want to show you that there's a light on the other side of darkness. I know there were times when I was in the depths of my grief that I thought I would never be able to claw my way out of it. And I want to show you there is hope. There is light. There is life for you on the other side of this. So hang in there. You can make it through. So one of the things that helped me tremendously and how I honored her this morning was to go out in nature. Nature is so fulfilling for the soul. So whether you're going to the beach or you're going to the mountains or the forest or even just a walk around your block, appreciate the trees, the bushes, the plants, flowers, whatever nature is around you. Listen to the birds singing. So just really kind of get present with the nature around you. And now more than ever, especially in the pandemic, we need to get out and get fresh air, get a little bit of sunshine. It is so good for the soul. So I highly encourage you to do that. I know there's some days that it is hard to even drag yourself out of bed, let alone make it to the couch. But perhaps you can nudge yourself a little bit and just take a couple of steps around your neighborhood, take a little walk around the block and just breathe some fresh air. You'll be happy that you did. And I know there's some days that you're not going to leave the bed, and that's okay. There's days for that too, and we do need that. So you get to regulate yourself how long you need that to be for you and when you're ready to take some action and to move. So it's such an individual journey. There's no right or wrong way. But getting out in nature is super healing for the soul. The second thing, and this was really, really huge for me, I learned that grief was really a journey of self-love. It was, when I think about it, my mom loved me unconditionally, and she used to look at me like she would see the best version of myself, even when I was at my worst. When she died, I didn't know how to look at myself like that. I didn't know how to love myself unconditionally. I'm still learning to love myself unconditionally. Even now, learning to embrace the shadow parts of me and the parts of me that I don't like. It's easy to love ourselves when we're being compassionate and kind and nurturing, but to love ourselves, the parts of ourselves that we don't like, that is really part of the journey of self-love. So one of the things when we are grieving the loss of a loved one, a big thing that we miss is the way that they loved us. So I invite you today to ask yourself, how can you love yourself the way your loved one loved you? What can you do for yourself to love yourself a little more today? And self-love is not, going for a spa day or whatever, which is awesome. Spa days are great. But really, self-love is, how are you taking care of your body? How are you taking care of your mind? How are you taking care of your spirit every single day? What are you doing to nurture your soul? What are you doing to fulfill your heart? How can you love yourself more today? So if you are going through that loss and you're feeling that grief and that missing, just take a moment to ask yourself, what way can you love yourself more today and love yourself the way that your loved one loved you? I hope this is of service to you, if anything resonated for you. Or also, I would love to hear from you. How did your loved one love you? And what do you miss about that? And how can you love yourself in that way? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.